All right, cool. We don't usually do this. More time in it, but since we sort of started on it and you just got here, do you wanna come in a bit closer? Cool,
This is so funny.
cool. Yeah, you can move this about, by the way, if you really want to. But cool. So it goes back up. Anyway,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, we don't really do introductions and things. But since you're here and this has been an anticipated one, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Naomi. I am this year's vice president of Leicester ACS.
Okay, cool. The only reason I wanted you to introduce yourself in it is because when it comes to the university that you go at, ACS has gotten a name for itself.
Yeah.
I'd say this year more than any other year in it, with certain of the things that has happened on social media,
Yeah.
and that's been shown on social media. And then this city as a whole has gotten a reputation,
Yeah.
as it were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even a recent water fight that happened,
On Bath Lane. Yeah.
that I almost went to. I thought it was going to be meaty, but I'm looking at it now, seeing regrets for regretting it, but cool. That being said aside, before we turn the cameras on, you were saying something about ACS in secondary school. Just enlighten the people. What did you mean?
I feel like the way that it is in secondary school, because I feel like because they really do see you as a child, like you're below 18, so they really guide you. So like, say for example, like you're making PowerPoints,
Right.
they'll help you. I have to help myself.
Yeah.
I have to, like, I just have to be like, okay, cool. Let me do it to the best of my standard. Whatever people think is what they think.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then obviously coming to uni is so independent. Like all the student union really does is that they'll help you with like payments, booking rooms. Everything else is just us. So it's a big jump from things being guided and then it's so independent.
Right. Cool. So there's a lot we can even unpack in that, but bring this a little bit closer. Yeah. So you can drag this whole thing. Like, see what I'm doing here?
Oh, like
You can
proper.
drag the whole thing,
Yeah.
and then you can lift it up and bring it over.
Is that cool?
Yeah, just a bit closer in it.
Yeah.
More. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, like I said, there's a lot we can unpack in that. But starting off, cool. You said this a lot. Are you guys managing well then? And you're a high-ranking person. You're vice president.
Yeah.
So you're not some social media officer, some well-being.
No. Yeah.
You're a high-ranking individual in ACS. Are you guys managing well?
There's room for improvement. I feel like with everything that you do, there's always room for improvement. I feel like organization, that could have been
Like,
something that we worked on.
But give people the nitty-gritty, the dirty, like, you're in there, you're on the council, you're doing the meetings. Is there anything pissing you off? There anything like, would you chat to us? Innit?
Yes.
All right.
Can I give an example? Let me give you a little example. Take me out.
Right.
You know how there was a lot of backlash? There was a lot of backlash
Was
on
there?
TikTok,
Okay.
on social media talking about,
There was a guest, right?
yeah, we had two hosts. We had Paul Bridges.
Was he the guy from the...
What's that thing? Blue Therapy, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
okay.
Yeah, he came in. Then we had Lyo's Choice as well.
Okay.
It looks like we were unorganized, but I promise you, the host as well. Yeah, like some of them were late. There was a technical difficulty that we were not even expecting. Like beforehand, we were playing music, like we were vibing with the contestants. Then all of a sudden, we start the show, whatnot. Then obviously in the show we had videos of like the contestants, so like their friends and family.
Right.
They didn't even know that we did these videos.
Really?
So like their friends would come in, and they were like, "Oh, pros and cons of being with this person." The video did not play properly.
Really?
People were like, "Oh, they didn't organize," but I promise you, we did, guys.
Okay.
We did. But obviously, that was a lot.
But things can go wrong. That even running this, things have gone wrong that a man couldn't have accounted for.
Yeah.
Some people would even call it like a spiritual attack or something. Like, why is this going wrong right now? So even not to point the finger, because I didn't even go to that event anyway. So we were talking it. But other than that, like your high-ranking member, do you think other than that you guys are patterning well? Or
I think so.
you think so?
I think so. Yeah.
What are things that people don't know about ACS that they should know or that they would be shocked by?
How much work goes into it? Because I feel like you would think an event is easy to organize or like a meet and greet is easy to organize, but it's actually a lot. Like, it takes a lot of willpower. You have to be really confident. Like, it's a lot. The organization is a lot. Speaking to other people, sometimes you might think, oh, this person is doing ACS, like they're gonna be brave or confident, but you have to put on a brave face a lot of the time. I feel like, especially when we did our meet and greet at the beginning of this year, I was shook.
Okay.
But I put on a brave face, and you know, it helps. It helps, especially throughout the degree that I do as well, because I do law. So I do need to be confident. I do need to be like outspoken and things like that. But yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Now, you talked about the difficulty in running events. I've got a friend of mine who used to co-host with me, but he's preoccupied and things like that. I don't know if you know him. His name's Caesar. So he used to do TikTok, like big round.
I think I've seen him actually.
Yeah. So cool. So he used to do TikTok big round here. One of the things he done, he ran an event with a TikToker called YJ, who became popular for a song. I think I Put My Heart In.
Oh, yeah.
That song. So he got him over to Leicester, and he did a big event here. And because he's one of my closest boys, I see the ins and outs of how he runs events, the money, the finances, the organization, you know, the grease in the wheel, how you network with these people and get a certain person from here. So what he done, he'd ran an event in a shoe shop, kind of like, you know how they have crepe shop, or crepe store, whatever, or they got the one in America that's even bigger than that. So he ran a similar event with YJ in this city here. So, and I've seen him do things with, you know, upcoming artists like Carol Keys, things like that. So I understand the stress and the level and the thing that can take to run an enterprise or anything of that nature. What I want to ask you is, through speaking with him, I think there's like an allure around ACS that you man are stush, that you man think you're too big for your boots, like.
I don't think that. Me personally, I don't think that. I don't think any of the committee really think that. I think that's just a persona, like, not even just Leicester, just ACS in general.
Okay.
Like, you would think, oh, these people they just want to have that higher up. They want to be known and this, that. But I don't think I'm better than anyone. Like, especially like when it comes to events, like I'll just chat, smile with people, just joke and that.
Okay.
I don't think that I'm stuck up or anything.
Okay.
And neither do the rest of the committee seem like that.
Really?
No.
So what are the committee like behind closed doors?
They're lovely. Like it's like we're like a little family. Like obviously like a lot of my friends that I have now I made through the committee. So they're lovely. Like obviously there are times where we clash, but like I feel like that's natural when it comes to like organizing big things. But the committee is lovely.
Okay, cool. Leicester's one of the universities in the Midlands. So obviously you're going to a Midlands university. Do you think, and ACS is one of those societies in which, I don't know who started it or how it started, but they've got an ACS in every university in the country, kind of thing. Do you feel like the ACS at this university, or at least in this city, is like the biggest that you think that's in the Midlands or even in the country?
One of the biggest, not the biggest.
So who do you think is above this ACS?
In terms of like how good they are, or like
how
what
do
you
base categorize it?
I would say maybe Birmingham, maybe
What makes you say that?
Warwick. And I don't know whether, I don't know, like, I know like in terms of social media, I would say at least they get a lot of traction. Like they've got a lot of followers and things compared to Leicester ACS. That's one thing I would say.
How many do you guys have?
I think around 3K.
Is it? How many do they have?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that they've got quite a lot of followers.
Is it like, are we saying 2 to 3 times more than?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. Obviously, we'll have to double check that. But Warwick, I know that they were quite big.
Okay.
They were quite big.
And okay, so free running, but I at least from what I see on social media, whenever I see, and the amount of times there's something I'm going to refer to later, but we'll not get onto that right now. There's something I keep seeing on social media, and it refers to this ACS at this university. So that would lead me to think this ACS must be maybe the biggest in the country, might be a stretch, but at least the biggest in the Midlands. At least that's what I think. And there's a couple reasons I keep
thinking that.
Because something I keep seeing.
What could that be?
We'll get onto that. But okay, when you're running something so big, do you feel powerful?
Yes.
Go on, elaborate on that.
Yes. Especially with the events that take place in Bob Burger's Lecture Room 1. Obviously, that's the one that's got 600 people. When you're just, especially when we started taking me out or like the meet and greet, you're just then, everyone's eyes are on you. You're like, everyone's paying attention to me. Like, people have come to see me. Like, it makes you think, like, damn, you do feel like something. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. How did you even become vice president anyway? How did you even end up joining ACS?
So obviously I did something similar during secondary school and sixth form. So when I was in secondary school, we had, like houses, like, sports day.
Yeah.
Did you guys get put into houses in your school?
What do you mean?
Like groups. Everyone was in one group.
I think so.
Yeah, so we had that in my secondary school. When I was in secondary, I was like one of like house captains. I came to year 12. When I was in year 12, I did head of house.
Okay.
When I was in year 13, I did director of house. So like it's like ACS, like it's a big thing. I came to first year and I was thinking like there isn't really anything to do. Like I miss having some sort of like leadership role.
Okay.
And I always wanted to do ACS before like coming to uni. So obviously I joined in first year. I enjoyed some of the events that happened. I thought like, why not? Like, let me just join. Even if I don't get the role, at least I tried. Do you know what I mean? So I applied. We had manifestos and everything. Then obviously the voting period, and then they voted me to be vice president.
Did you have any competition?
Yes, there was 3 or 4 other people, and I genuinely didn't think I was going to get it because the people as well that were running up against me, I don't want to say that they were more popular, but they were more known. So I was just thinking
they were better than
yeah,
they were essentially more popular.
So I was just thinking, cool, they're probably going to get it. Just remember one day seeing it in my email saying, oh, congratulations. I'm like, wait, what?
So what did you have in your manifesto compared to them? But like, what?
I don't even know what it was that made people vote for me, to be honest. Like, I was just me. Like, I was just talking about my countries, what I want to do.
Where are you from?
I'm from Gambia, yeah. Gambia and Senegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So let me be a bit controversial.
Okay.
I've never paid attention in the past, but it seems like ACS is kind of woman-led, very like president's female, for VP's female. Who's the treasurer?
Treasurer is a male. It is a male.
So in any society, like a university society, the big 3 positions, it's, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like the women are in charge.
Tends to be, yeah.
Those are the 3, those will be the 3 big positions. So it's looking like ACS, like the women are in charge.
It does tend to seem like that. But I know that for the new committee, the president is male and vice president is male.
Okay.
And I know for the previous year group, I think it was the same.
Okay. So what brought about this change? Like how have the women stepped into the spotlight this time?
I don't know. I feel like, especially for my cohort, I just don't think that the males in my cohort wanted to have like a big position. Like the boys that are in the committee is obviously the treasurer and the sports people. So like basketball and football. Yeah, I just don't think they wanted to go for like those particular roles. They kind of wanted to do like the sports and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's been a couple ACS football events, haven't there been? Tell me about that, because I think I've heard a lot about them. Yeah. And I think they've been pretty popular as well.
Yeah, they were
some to raise money or something.
Yeah. Okay. So they were really good. Like we had games with Nottingham, Birmingham. I actually attended the one at Warwick, netball as well. The girls are great. It's really good because it really does bring that sense of community that ACS is for. Like it is to bring people together. Yeah. And it's nice to think that like we're doing these things that people actually want to attend. So like we're doing something right, because there could be events that people just don't go to, and then they'll just be like, ACS is useless. So it is nice that people actually want to attend things that we're doing. Okay. And we're actually bringing that society, that community together.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw something about football events to raise money for some. What was all that about? Unless I'm tripping.
We were meant to do one. There was a charity 5-a-side thing, but that wasn't like solely us. That was with like an event company. I think we did futsal. I don't remember what the charity was for, I'm not gonna lie. Fair enough, but we did do some charities. Yeah. That's
cool. Going back to something, part of the reason is because, like I said, my boy, he's in the event circle, innit? And I think you guys did an event with 21 Degrees. Or my trip.
Yes, we did.
And who's the head of 21 Degrees? Is a guy called CEO.
What's his name? I think his name is Josh Caleb. Josh.
Okay.
I just know his name is Josh.
Okay.
But there's 2 Joshes, so.
Fair enough. I'm hearing something about CEO, but what my boy used to tell me, and this is my co-host of the podcast, so I'll go throw him under the bus a little bit. He just used to tell me, ACS, their man think they're that guy. They just think like, oh, we're too big for the crowd. Like, we're in charge. We got that power. We're running probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the biggest society at this university. I don't know any other society other than maybe like an ice soccer or or maybe even a sporting team, basketball maybe, that's as big as ACS, that draws as big a crowd as ACS. So he always used to tell me like, anytime I try to do something with these man, despite the fact that I'm Big Caesar, one of the baddest people known at this university, he tells me, oh, these men think they're just too big for man. They're just too big for anyone. Like, if you're not, like, you know what I'm saying? Why
I
does he
feel
think
like
that?
I feel like I know why they do, because I feel like, I don't know, they just have a perception that like we're stush. Or maybe some people might have had an experience where that's why they think that. But I know that like if people were to speak to me, I promise you, like they wouldn't think that I'm stush. I don't know, like I feel like it's actually even a shame that people think that, honestly. I think it is.
Okay.
Honestly. Because like the committee is lovely. They honestly are. Maybe you guys caught them on a bad day. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad day.
Fair enough. But cool. Going on the point about how, you run such a big, powerful society, there's been a clip that's been going around for a long time.
I think I know.
And I think even to the fact that it's, one might say that it's not even tarnishing the university's reputation.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the first event.
Ironically, what you're talking about.
Ironically, I've walked in now at the front door. I just thought, you know what, I'm not interested. I went back home. So I think I could have been there, but unfortunately I wasn't there.
Yeah.
There comes to a moment where there's a guy and there's a lot of music playing. He's standing on one of the rows at the lecture building. He does a backflip.
Oh my goodness.
That clip has been going around for months.
And I knew it was bad when I saw it on the Shade Borough.
Yes, it's on Shade Borough. And it's not even on Shade Borough. I think I've seen it on maybe Daily Mail. I've seen it on some racist posts talking about, like, this is British universities.
And I was seeing the comments talking about, oh, can you imagine this is what people are paying 9K a year to do.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not paying 9K a year to just do work and go home. Like, people want to enjoy themselves, But that was a problem. That video was a problem. I think we were just scared we were gonna get suspended. I think we even did for a bit.
Okay.
Like, we got an email from the student union. There was like, oh, we've seen a video of people flipping on the tables, health and safety. I was like, oh, mate. I was like, nah. So that happened. Then,
but how did that happen? And send me that email, by the way. I'm gonna need to clip that part.
Honestly,
but what was the build up? Because like I said, I could have went to the event, but I just turned around at the last minute.
Yeah. So that particular event, that was Benzo's game show.
Okay.
So obviously Benzo and the people, they came, they were doing their game show.
Is Benzo a TikToker that goes to see me? I've heard his name before. Okay.
Yeah. So he did like a tour. He came to Leicester. They went to Brum, Notts, and all of that.
But what university does he go to?
I think he's graduated now, actually.
Oh, okay.
He's graduated.
Did he go to this university at one point?
I don't think he came here.
Oh, right.
I don't think it was here, but he graduated this year, I think. I think I've seen it on TikTok or something.
Fair enough.
So like, they were just doing their game show. Like, literally, as much as it was ACS X Benzo, it was just them. All we basically did was sell tickets for them and promo. Like, they were just doing their whole thing. I was watching. Like, I was sat at the front watching.
Okay, so was it Benzo's event linked with ACS?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
and who collected the proceeds, by the way?
We got a percentage.
What was that?
20%, I want to say. But I feel like that's...
Did it cost you any money to...
No.
So it was a profit?
Yeah.
Can I know how much bread you made approximately?
Do you want me to get the proceedings? I can show you the proceedings.
You could do, or you can send it to your husband. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind.
And honestly, like, we get the emails.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I can show you.
Okay.
I can show you. Hey.
Fair enough. I think people want to know, because the amount of times I've seen this clip, and it's like University of Leicester has been getting bashed for it. Like.
So let me see what we can find. Actually, I want you to guess something as well.
Okay.
How much money do you think ACS spends in 1 year? I just want to see what you think.
£2,000.
In a whole year, from September to
How much money you guys spend?
Yeah, in the whole year, considering the sports.
You'll come a bit close? Yeah?
Yeah,
Sorry.
the sports. Sports is expensive, you know, because we got kits and everything. How much, if you had to guess,
In a
for a
year?
whole year, for every single event?
£10,000?
Let's even guess. Let's go and check.
Okay.
Let's see what email they've sent recently.
Let's see the numbers.
Wait there,
And
guys.
that's what I mean. I'd have expected. ACS is a big society.
It is huge. Let's see what. Okay, this is on Monday. Oh, there's more. Okay, what's your guess?
£10,000 in the whole year.
Okay, it wasn't that much, guys.
Okay.
It wasn't that much. It was 4.7k.
£4,700. Wow.
That's how much we spend.
But I'm assuming you make a profit.
We do.
Okay.
We do make profits.
How much did you make from that Benzo event?
Let's see if I can find that. Oh, I don't even know if I'll be able to see it. The treasurer,
Okay. if
he'll
you
be
can,
able to
send me
see
the
it.
details
I will
on that.
show you.
Okay.
Like we do. I feel like when it comes to tickets, though, we don't make, especially from events, we don't make as much as you think, you know.
Okay.
Because especially when you think 20%, it's 20% of the tickets that we sell.
Yeah.
So say, for example, like, there's times you could just make £30.
Oh, well.
That we won't even make that much.
Can it be that bad that you guys only make £30 for an event, though?
Even less. Sometimes nothing. Genuinely.
Fair enough.
Because just because we're promoing doesn't mean that everyone is going to buy from our link.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we have to have a specific link linked to us so that they can see how many tickets we've sold and everything.
Right.
So we don't make as much as like...
So like affiliate link kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, going back to this Benzo, like, because people want to know in it. Like, come to spit close, right against the table in it. Cool. So Benzo guy has done a tour throughout the UK and he stopped at Leicester. Okay. And he's doing the games now. What happens? Take us into it.
First we had social media doing like videos with them. It was cute because they were also doing a football event, Nigeria versus Ghana. So we were doing promo for them. They were doing promo for us. I think it was also really surreal actually seeing these TikTokers in real life, because you just see them on social media and you see them in real life, like they're actually just people as well. They're actually, a lot of them were actually quite shy. We come in, we honestly, the ACS didn't really do much. We were basically just the audience. Honestly, there isn't really much to that. There wasn't really much.
But say you witnessed it. Tell me, for people that weren't there, how it got to that point. How did it get to the point that there's some guys on the table and he's like...
Everyone was hyped.
Right.
And some people were a bit tipsy.
There was alcohol involved?
There was.
How? Was you man providing...
No, not us. They brought their
people
own...
were preying...
Just the like Benzo and his people.
Okay, so Benzo's people brought alcohol.
Some people, because I feel like maybe they might be a bit shy.
Okay.
So sometimes, you know, some alcohol,
people
it makes
need
people
alcohol
confident.
to loosen up and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe he might have been a bit tipsy.
Okay.
We were not expecting him to do a backflip. He even did it again.
Benzo did the backflip?
No. It was Michael. His friend Michael did the backflip.
So his boy. So who's his boy? Is his boy like a dancer or something?
I think he does dance on TikTok. He does. I'll show you his page afterwards.
Fair enough.
He does dance. Like, he's like this little hype guy.
Right.
And then...
He's a hype man.
Yeah, literally. And he did it again.
But how did he get... Did people tell him to...
I think he just wanted to do it. He had his top off and everything.
On the video, it's like he's doing it to the beat, or like... Do people know that he's going to do this? Or is he known for doing this?
Nope. We had no idea he was going to flip.
Oh, right.
And obviously, at Take Me Out as well, he did it again.
Okay.
But obviously, he landed this time. That other time, I think he landed on his head. That was bad. We were all thinking like...
But has he not done it twice? I've seen one like fake, and then he does it, and then I think in the same event, he does it again. The first one where that was all of us Shadeborough, that was at Benzo's game show. Yeah.
The fake one was at... How do you say it?
Because I didn't know he's done it in 2 separate time periods. I thought he's done it in the same event.
I think it was 2 separate ones.
Okay.
It was 2 separate
Fair
ones.
enough.
It was 2 separate ones.
But then when that happened, obviously it looks lit. So like I said, it's been going on social media for months and months and months. First time it goes around, it looks lit. And it's just like, Uni of Leicester, like ACS having a vibe. So I'm assuming you man must have posted or something. Have you man actually posted this clip on your own page?
We haven't.
So this is just going out on social media. So it's just looking like a vibe, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm seeing it on Shadeborough. Then I'm seeing it on certain like, oh, look at British universities, no diversity here.
Yeah.
Look at these, like, you're paying all of these
9K,
on this immigrant thing, like, you know, they're going on it. That's where it's continued to further and further and further. And then Shadeborough is looking at, it's almost like it's embarrassing the university.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
It was a lot. Like, even people from back home would be like, is this not your ACS? I'm just like, honestly, I don't even know what to tell you guys. Like, we're just having fun at the end of the day. Like, uni is a lot. It's really stressful, especially like exam period that's just finished. Sometimes like these events, it's just that time to wind down, to cool down and have fun. Do you know what I mean? But I feel just some people are just so serious. Like, it's not always have to be serious and be stush and just enjoy yourself sometimes. You know what I mean?
But the context of it, like, they didn't do that during a lecture.
No,
or something. It's an event.
It was after. Like,
people are having fun. It's part of regular societies. If you don't know this, that they have them in unis, and people just enjoy themselves. They got Lego societies. In some universities, they got Harry Potter society. They got that in Oxford. Like, they got a Lego society in Oxford. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people are having fun. Obviously, I get that, but I haven't seen that, and the way it's still going crazy on socials, you just wonder, like, what is this about?
Bro, like, it looks like we're unserious. It does.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was seeing a lot of people talk about, especially the Take Me Out, there was a lot of backlash after the Take Me Out event because of like the technical difficulties. And I think especially because out of all of the ACSs in the Midlands, we were the first to do Take Me Out.
Really? When did Take Me Out start?
We were the first this year, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like because we were the first, we had a whole lot of pressure. And I want to say we did crumble and then that pressure.
Fair enough. But like I said, listen, I've shot podcasts where this has died and it's right connected to a plug, or the camera's not in focus, or mics are not recording, and then so shit can happen, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what I'm saying? You can't really fault yourself for that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You've got to do your best. But like I said, and this is partly what I wanted to do, is because people have been pressing me, like, ACS, big society, one of the main societies in the university. You've got to link up with the ACS kind of thing. And one of the other events that I've seen that I think was pretty good, I don't know if it was a Take Me Out. It was a picture with that guy from the
that was
relationship.
Take Me Out.
Okay, the relationship counseling show, and that relationship counseling show like went really viral, even to the point where aunties are knowing about this. And my mom was showing me videos like, "Oh, have you seen this couple? Like, is one of them mad?" Like, and I think it was even that guy. One of the clips he went viral for is like, "Oh, I'm in a £10,000 suit. Why am I gonna eat okra? Like, no, I want to see steak and whatever in it, or something like that." So, how do you link up with somebody like that to get them to come to your event?
So we were planning Take Me Out I was actually thinking about it from before this academic year had even started.
Really?
Like, I had ideas for Take Me Out. I was like, this is going to be good. So we're just thinking like, who are hosts that people have never had before, but they're big, like they have a name for themselves. We were just thinking like, Paul Bridges, like he's got that whole social media presence. Like he knows how to rope people in. And I think because he can be seen as controversial as well, people are going to be like, okay, let's go see how he is in real life. So we just reached out. It was really easy to reach out to them. Quick message on social media. They got back to us very quickly as well. Paul was actually lovely as well.
When you say they, was it him or his team?
It was him. Like, we just messaged his Instagram.
Okay.
And Lio as well. She was lovely as well.
How long did it take for you to get a response from him?
I think it was even same day.
Really?
Yeah.
And you messaged from the ACS account, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And who does this? Is it like you? Is it some social media person? Do you guys sit around in the team huddle like, yo, what do we say? Draft this message properly? Or does somebody be like, hey, we want to do an event with you?
Someone just goes for it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Obviously, we do have our communication on our group chat. But if anyone has an idea, drop it in the group chat. If it's a go, then go for it. Like, because we don't really have time to waste. Like, we do want to have things sorted in time so we can practice and everything. But it was really easy to contact these people, honestly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you hit him up. What did he say?
He was like,
is it him or his team?
It was him.
It was him.
It was
okay.
him, yeah.
And then what does he say?
He said it was a good idea. Like, I'm down to do it. He obviously gave us his rates for like hourly. I think it was like £350.
£350 an
for
hour?
the night. No, for like the whole
really?
event. It was like £350, £250.
All right. So you pay
Yeah,
guests.
we paid them.
How much
Yeah.
you pay Benzo?
We didn't pay him.
You didn't pay him?
Because obviously he's doing his own tour. He just reached out to us and said, "Oh, we want to come to Leicester."
Yeah.
So literally, like, obviously.
So I guess he must know about ACS and kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So how much did you pay? You paid my man 350.
I think it was like 250, 350. Same with Lyo.
Okay.
I think it was around 350.
And all you gotta do is just give them you ain't gotta give them like any kind of accommodation or anything like that. Okay, fair enough. 350 ain't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
My friend who got YJ into Leicester, he paid him £1,000.
Really?
For a show, yeah. But again, like, he's an artist, so as far as artists go, that's not even that bad. Like, for an artist to do a show, I heard Future in a song say he went to Saudi Arabia for 2 nights and got paid 3 million for those 2 nights. Drake shows can be like $1 million a night. I heard Stormzy said in one of his songs, I'm getting 1.5 million to do a show. So, you know, your standard rapper Lil Durk said when he did a song with Drake, his rate went from 200,000 to 500,000 a show. So £350 to do an event ain't too bad.
It's not bad at all compared to, like, you know, Nottingham. How much was it? I think they paid like 5k for PK Humble. You know, PK Humble is expensive.
I've heard, but PK Humble's, I don't want to say he's old, but he's like,
I don't know. He's not old, but we don't have 5k to spend on one night. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
What is the most you guys have ever spent on one event? And you're saying you spent 4.5k or 4.7k for the whole year.
Let's use the barbecue, for example. That's tomorrow.
Okay.
The food alone, £620.
Okay.
Then obviously we have to hire the venue, $250. Decorations. It can go up to 1k plus. But I feel like that's the same with like any other like normal event company. Yeah, like 1k plus.
Do you think you can make a profit on that?
It's possible.
Because at minimum, you'd have to break even.
With the barbecue tomorrow, at least, we paid $620 to the caterer. But then obviously we're selling the combos. So we'll be able to make that profit back. Yeah. But it can get expensive.
So how do you know that? Is it University of Nottingham or Nottingham Trent?
I think it was Uni of Nottingham.
And they're a big university as well, because I went there and I was asking, oh, where's this building? He's like, oh, do you mean that building or that building? So
there's just too many.
Massive like university, kind of up there with like Cambridge in size kind of thing. So how do you know that they spent 5k to get PK Humble?
We communicate with the other committee sometimes, you know.
Okay.
I know that
that is something I do want to ask her.
Yeah, I think the president, is even friends with some of the people in the Nottingham committee. So obviously sometimes that's spoken about. Yeah.
Fair enough. So how do they get 5k to spend?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because do they have like 10,000 members or something?
I don't know how much they sell their memberships for. Because obviously they make money from the memberships. Like we sell ours £7.50. So maybe there's
that's what I'm saying. How many people and how many like members are you getting to raise 5k?
No idea.
Okay, cool. I think one thing I do know is obviously in any business, innit, if you believe in something or you believe in whatever, you might cash out a hand.
Maybe.
So do you think or have you guys ever been known to put your own cash into something? Or would you think they would have done that? We
have. Obviously, it does get reimbursed, but a lot of our committee at least has spent their own money on the events. Like we did Sip and Paint. I paid for the paints. But it does get reimbursed, obviously. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people have had to use their own money. Because I know, especially with Take Me Out, Loughborough, they had to use their own money to get the prizes. So some people do have to use their own money.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But cool. Like you just mentioned, how much do you talk with other universities, ACS, and what kind of people do you talk to? We don't really communicate with the other communities like as a whole. Like it's just like if they're friends or whatnot. Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, not unless the sports they do, because obviously they're having to communicate with the other committees to know when they want to do a match and everything. But there isn't really a whole bunch of contact between the other ACSs, to be honest, apart from DMU, obviously. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, what's that like linking up with DMU? Because some people consider that's your opposition kind of thing. Or when people think of Leicester, for example, there's like, oh, there's a good uni and there's a bad uni kind of thing. What's that like?
I think the DMU lot are really nice. They are nice. A lot of the times when we have linked up with them, it's because we're collabing. So obviously for like Take Me Out and Benja's Game Show, we did that collectively.
Oh, you did that with them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Especially like Take Me Out was DMU, Uni of Leicester and Loughborough. Like we did it all together. They are lovely. We can clash. We have clashed.
What do you clash about or how?
I think especially with Take Me Out, there was confusion on who's doing what. And obviously some people want this, but other people want that.
What do you mean?
In terms of talking about the prizes, we thought DMU was doing it, but then DMU was like, no, Loughborough's doing it. Then Loughborough was like, no, we're not doing it. So like,
so when you say
lot of
money was, earlier you just told me like money was put in, like I think you said Loughborough spent money. Are you saying for the whole Take Me Out event, there was prizes and Loughborough was involved? And they're the ones who spent the money on the prizes?
Yeah.
Really?
But each committee obviously spent money.
On something?
Yeah.
What did DMU spend money on?
They made the roses.
Did they spend equal money though?
I wouldn't say it was equal, but at the end of the day, we obviously had a contract with them. So everyone did get equal split of the money that was made.
Wait. Hold on. Because you're saying you're saying University of Leicester ACS has gotten the guests and paid for the guests. And you're saying 350, 250. So let's chalk it out to about 7 bills. And you've hosted the event in your space. So that's kind of shifting the weight in one way. How much should Loughborough spend on prizes?
Definitely not the same amount.
You ain't talking like, not even 2 bill?
No, definitely not.
Wow.
Definitely not. I will say that especially with Take Me Out, there was a lot of controversy with thinking, why are we splitting the profits equally?
So how much did DMU spend and what did they spend on? You said roses.
They had roses.
Like, are we talking like 10 roses, 100 roses?
It wasn't many. I think it was like 10, 20 roses, as in like the singular ones.
So as in like, when you got handed out to like your date, like Love Island or something.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have spent more than 1 or 2 bills?
I don't think they did. Obviously,
really?
with like DJs, that was split equally. But there are some committees that spent more than others, or there's some committees that put a lot more effort in. Like, for example, the PowerPoint, I did that myself. Like, myself. Loughborough didn't do much. They brought the prizes and brought the prizes. They brought the prizes. They were there. Obviously, no shade to Loughborough, but I don't think that profit that we made should have been split equally. I feel like Uni of Leicester should have got a majority of that money.
Wow. I'd be curious to see like the numbers on profit and things like that. I think that would interest people, innit?
Yeah.
But cool. Speaking of DMU, I heard from other people, or not really that I've heard, but it's something that's spoken about. There's a water fight every year in university in Leicester for Leicester University students, innit? It's kind of spontaneously run. It's ran by students.
Yeah.
So it's something someone told me. But this year they done it. But they did it around Bath Lane, so closer to DMU. So it would have been more DMU students this year. Maybe next year it will change. Apparently it's a university tradition. But I'd heard about the water fight. I was gonna pull up, but locations were changing. And I was feeling a bit iffy. Then I've seen a couple snaps. I'm still hearing location changes, and I'm seeing empty streets on Snap by 5. So I'm thinking, okay, louder. There's nothing going on here. I'm seeing snaps the next day. I'm seeing 6 man in a Mercedes driving through
I've seen that
accommodations.
Yeah.
What is going on? Have you
honestly, I was not there. I remember in first year, so last year, that water fight was a lot bigger.
Was there a water fight last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because I lived at Merlin. So I remember, I think I went out.
Was the water fight there?
Yeah.
Okay,
so, you know,
cool.
obviously where Merlin and Tannery is, that road, that's where it tends to be. They tried to do it again this year. It was on Bath Lane for a bit, then it moved to Loomis, and it wasn't the same as it was in first year. I don't know what this water fight thing is. It wasn't even hot enough to be doing water fights on that day, to be honest. It was not hot enough.
Fair enough. But the snaps I saw later, I was seeing it looked mad. Obviously, it wasn't in the right place, I'd say, but it looked crazy. And the Mercedes that shot, it was an amazing shot, though. Don't get me wrong in it. But what was the killer part was, it adds to this whole reputation like, Leicester universities. Look at these jokers, these bombs, like they're jovial, they're having too much fun there.
I think I even saw it on Instagram, and people were like, why are they doing this? They're disturbing but
And
there were
police was getting called.
yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
But then there were also people that were residents like on that road and were saying like, let them enjoy, like it's hot, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's a time and place, because you do have to be considerate. Like, there are people that actually live on this area, like their apartments are here and everything.
No, I hear that. But cool. Even setting ACS aside, setting the reputation of the university that you go to, all that aside, you yourself, you just sat your final exams. How's that feeling?
I feel free. I feel free. It was very tedious, especially because I haven't done in-person exams since year 13. So doing in-person exams was a lot. It was a lot. Uni as a whole, it has been a lot.
Let's we'll talk about that one. Well, you said you studied law?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What's that even like? You've done your final exams now. You're going to your final year next year. I'm assuming you're not going to do any internships or year in industry or anything like that.
No.
So how are you feeling? Like, all the exam memes I've been seeing have been killer. They've been funny as hell. Academic comeback, locking in. When you're so cooked, you start learning stuff in the exam. The memes have been killer.
Yeah, man.
Kind of thing. How do you feel now that you're...
I just feel free. Obviously, the academic stress, especially with law, it's a lot. It's a very content-heavy subject. It is rewarding though. It is rewarding because at the end of the day, not everyone can get through a law degree or can get through these difficult degrees. So when you do, you'll feel like I've accomplished something, especially like for my parents as well. It's something that I want to do just to make them proud, because they've done a lot for me to even get here in the first place. But it is rewarding. It is tough, but it is rewarding.
Fair enough. So how are you feeling? Because you're going to graduate next year. Like, are you ready to be done? If you're going to stamp like your university experience, your Leicester experience, your even studying law experience, like, what would you say?
There's things that I would change.
How so?
What I wouldn't even study law.
Really?
I would change my degree completely.
Why?
I don't enjoy it as much as I thought that I would, because especially I didn't study law in sixth form. I did psychology, sociology, and English literature. So coming to do a whole nother subject that I have no prior knowledge about, it was like, it's a big jump. I feel like that's the same for everyone. Like, everyone does tend to do subjects that, they haven't done much about before. But I very quickly learned that maybe law isn't the route for me. But I do have an idea of what I do want to do after uni, which is teach.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to be a teacher?
Yeah.
What do you want to teach?
Either psychology or sociology.
So, what, GCSE or A-level?
A-level.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not even trying to be a solicitor or nothing?
No.
Crazy, why?
Law is it's just not for me.
Damn.
It's just not for me.
So, I always find this, man, when I speak to law students. Nah. When I speak to law students, I never understand that. Don't you want to be in court, like, trying to get a guilty as sin murderer off for his crime? Like, that's the love of law. Don't you want to be that guy, like, there's like a guy, like somebody with mounting evidence against them, and you just somehow figure out how to get them off a death row sentence? Like, I never understand that.
I think part of it is how tedious the process is of even getting to be a solicitor. Because I think, me personally, I'm just burned out from academics in general. Because then you have to do you finish your degree, your SQE, going to training. It's a lot. And me personally, I just don't think I have the patience to go through all of that.
Fair enough.
And I have had a love for sociology and psychology while I was in sixth form, and I still tutor psychology and sociology now.
Really?
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. So I kind of thought, you know what, why not teach? Especially my dad, he teaches, so maybe it's a thing where I'm just copying him or whatever it is, but I have a love for teaching.
What does your dad teach?
He's a economics lecturer.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts? He
teaches in it's called QA. It's like an international school, like a business school. Like he does.
Does he enjoy it?
He does. He's been there for a while. He's even a dean. He's got his PhD and everything.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Fair enough. Now that's crazy.
Yeah.
Fairs. Anything you want to ask me?
Is there anything tedious about doing a podcast at all?
I'll be so real. Let me tell you something, yeah? Podcasting, need money for it. Like, you need money for the equipment, for the space. I'm just taking advantage of the fact that I can access this editing software for free, stuff like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking advantage of that. But for podcasting, you need money. Like, you need money not just for the equipment, for the space. But once you start having your content, your material, you need money for marketing. That's really what you need. Because nowadays, what most people who do podcasts, they do, they're a celebrity who sort of comes into it. It's like Logan Paul makes his podcast called Impulsive. Or Shannon Sharp and what's the other basketball guy? They have their sports background, so they make a podcast, innit? Or actors, celebrities start making podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So, or who's that guy? He does Cat Williams. They'll make their podcast. But they already have the background. They already have the fame to transfer over. And then they got industry backing. Look at these footballers. I forget their names. I don't know why I slipped my tongue. But people watching will know, like the Liverpool one, the Manchester United one. They'll come together, use their sports background. They're already famed that they built and grew off their platform, and they'll start a podcast. Starting it from scratch is difficult. You need a ridiculous amount of money. And when you're doing it on your own, you need to learn so many technical things about cameras, about audio, about even this, about editing, how to clip. Even starting any kind of business, you need to wear 10 different hats, kind of thing. And then, because my co-host, who's kind of in and out, I see him, watching him learning the finances of running any type of enterprise. Even hearing from you, like, most people won't know, you got to pay somebody to come on. And I'm a stingy guy, so I'm not paying any guest. You know what I'm saying? So that even limits you. And when you don't have, like, already, everybody wants to work with the guy at the finish line. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be that guy that's going to
go through the trials and
tribulations.
tribulations.
Nobody wants to hear all that. They want the results already there, kind of thing. And you can't, at the end of the day, can you really blame people? Nobody really wants to take a risk in it. So when you see all that, you know what I'm saying, that's all it is really. I think, I'll be real, even the hardest part of anything like this is, at the start, everyone's going to like, oh, that's really, because it's quirky, it's cool, it's different. A month later, less people are supporting you, less people are reposting. Then people start making their jokes, start making digs. They say it's cringy until it's successful in it. So I say that's even the hardest part. But then even the stuff before that is a killer. It's a killer. But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it really.
What do you think about the stigma around podcasts though? Because I know a lot of people say a lot of things like, oh, people need podcast licenses and all of that. What do you think about that?
I think it's funny because when people think podcasts nowadays, but it's evolved, isn't it? Back in the day, podcasts used to be like pseudo radio. So you only listen to a podcast. So it's kind of like radio, and it's kind of like this niche thing that nobody did. Then comes along Joe Rogan, and he's blew up, he's spiraled, he's getting politicians, he's getting billionaires, he's getting Elon Musk, a billionaire, smoking weed on the podcast. He's getting astrophysicists, he's getting, do you know what I'm saying? Everyone, conspiracy theorists. He had Edward Snowden, who is an enemy of state to the United States, kind of thing. He's hiding in Russia doing his podcast from Russia, kind of thing. This man's blew a hole into the whole space. He's paved the way for everyone. And then now when people think podcasts, although it might have been last year more so.
Storage is full.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's technical difficulties we talk about. Technical difficulties manage. Photos, empty that, delete. Yeah, when I say technical difficulties, I'm not joking. Select bang. Delete that. Cool. So hopefully this is good enough. We're only going to talk a couple more minutes. Anyway, how am I looking?
It's fine.
Cool. So like I said, now when people think podcast, they think, oh, you're high value man. Oh, women need to do this or something like that. I get that. I get that. And even when I say to people, oh, we have a podcast, or do you want to come on the podcast? They think, oh, what do you want to talk about? Women relationships. Like, when you see this, we talk about mental health, we talk about finances, we talk about education, we talk about university, we talk about politics. We want to talk about more. I want to have university professors on. I want to have people who are entrepreneurs coming on. I want to have politicians on. I want to have celebrities on. I want to essentially be like Joe Rogan. So when I think about the stigma of podcasts, I laugh a little bit because I used to watch some of those myself, but I'm not really stressing about that because I know what I am. And I told people this on the last podcast. I told people this. I'd say it again. It's called Magnum Opus, and it's Latin. It means masterpiece. It's the greatest piece of literary or artistic, theatrical, musical work that you'll ever produce. This is our masterpiece. And notwithstanding, we've got technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So it's not, I can't sit around and say that this is great, like it's what it's supposed to be. Because it's not. Because it's a one-man army job kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what it will be is something that I will be proud of in 4 to 5 years. Now, notwithstanding, if I ever got to quit because they didn't hit the numbers, it didn't become financially reasonable to run, I can at least say I never had to stop because we said this, that, and the other, or we aligned ourselves with this, or we changed up because of that, or sponsors came, and now all of a sudden we sold us. No. It will always be something we're proud of, even if it didn't work out. And that's what it means, like Magnum Opus, innit? But yeah, I think on that note, 52 minutes, we good. That's calm. I think we'll keep it stepping from here.
Yeah.